G'day ladies and gentlemen, ScottyD here from the Australia's Tabletop Wargaming Network, and welcome back for another installment in our South Pacific ITC Snapshot series, where this is going to be the first edition of the 2025 season snapshots, but it's going to be a special one, and I'm going to share a little bit about that in a moment's time. I want to thank everyone who has been supporting us here on YouTube as of late, joining us for tournament coverage, those who've been liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate all of your guys' patronage. I hope you continue to enjoy the wonderful content that we have here available for you guys as well. Now, jumping into the ITC. Now, there has actually been a lot of changes implemented with the change of the season, and I kind of want to talk about kind of the important ones for those out there who might be wondering what the go is. Now, GW has done an article, of course, but we're not going to reference that. I'm just going to tell you the important stuff in terms of what you need to know as a player. So, first important thing to know is that the season dates have changed to align with the Warhammer World Championships that happen in Atlanta in late November. So what this means is that instead of the season ending with LVO, it now ends with the World Championships of Warhammer. That means that the way that this 2025 season could have meant that it would have been a much shorter season. However, the organized play guys over at Games Workshop that handle the ITC have actually gone, no, what we're going to do is any events that were ran from, I think it's November 25, 2024, up until the end of the 2024 season will be also included in the 2025 season. So you're getting some double counting for events here, and that's why we've waited so long to do the first snapshot, just so then in that way we're actually able to have a decent amount of data and be able to share these updates with you as well. So that's the first important change. Next is the change into how many ranking points are being applied. They're being kind of pushed down a little bit, so there's not as high of a ceiling with some of those massively high level events, and then some of the lower number of events you're going to be able to get more points at. So events between say 32 to 80 players, you'll be able to actually attain some more points there because they will get a bit more of a boost. And there's also different ways that TOs can have boosts for their event as well that count as a number of additional players. So that's something else to bear in mind. Now, the ITC rankings have also been adapted to being country based now instead of region based. Now, what that means is there's actually been a lot of reclassification of regions, and the South Pacific region has actually lost all of the Asian countries in terms of the rankings. So now the Oceanic region, which is still what I'll call South Pacific here on the network, is that it's going to include Australia, New Zealand, and Guam. That's basically the three countries that will be included in the Oceanic region. And so that is where we're going to be pulling our rankings from as well. A whole bunch of changes for like golden tickets and stuff I won't really get into too much. But what it does mean is that we're actually kind of sitting at about a third the way through the season. We're now in March. The finals are in November at the Warhammer World Championships. So what that means is that we've only got about 8 months or so of competition left for this ITC season. But the good thing is that a lot of players already have solid established scores going into this season as well, because of how things have been, organized with the backdating of the 2025 season. Now, the other important change to the ITC that I'm going to actually mention here is that Games Workshop are actually creating a organized play website. What this is going to do, it's going to house all the ITC rankings on there. It's going to have an ITC Hall of Fame as well as an ITC event calendar, meaning that you can actually look up events that are ITC ranked in your area to actually go and attend and gain those crucial ITC points for the rest of the season. So what that's going to mean is that until we have that website, which we're expecting the next month or two, we're actually not going to do any like event recap or promote any events, because it's really difficult to know what events are what without TOs actually approaching us and going, hey, this event is ITC, this event isn't. And it's just a lot of legwork. So we're going to leave that off until the website is up. And then that way we can actually have a single source of truth where we actually look at what events are ITC and what events are not, without having any speculation like what we were doing last year. Now, if you're planning on playing at tournaments or in a competitive setting, naturally, you're going to want to be practicing on the same terrain as that tournament or that competitive setting that you are preparing to play in. And that is where our sponsor for today's video, Tip Top Terrain, has got you covered. Tip Top Terrain is an Australian-based company that designs affordable laser-cut MDF terrain that doesn't compromise quality for cost, as well as neoprene gaming mats and terrain bases, gaming tokens, and much more. Their MDF terrain is available in both the Games Workshop Prime Nexus terrain style or the WTC terrain style that you are able to choose from for a competitive terrain set that you are looking to practice on. These sets are easy to assemble and store, either fully assembled or disassembled depending on your storage needs. And they have also just received several new neoprene gaming mat designs, with each mat having the different Pariah Nexus deployment maps marked out on them to help save you time when you are getting your games underway, when you're deploying your armies. In addition to this, they also produce a wide variety of measuring widgets, tokens, and resource trackers depending on the armies you play to assist you in your gameplay and remembering what might be under what effect, or what has a different ability on the table, or what abilities you might be using for your army. So if you want to find out more about Tip Top Terrain and support an Australian business that actively supports the wider Australian Warhammer 40k community, then make sure to check out the links down below in the description to have a look at their terrain, gaming mats, and the other products that they have available and are able to produce. And a massive thank you to Tip Top Terrain for sponsoring today's video. So without further ado, let's jump in to talking about the current state of the rankings as of March 20th of this year. First place is Jordan McGregor for your top 10 players. He is sitting on 1,099, almost 1,100 points with 6 out of 6 events. All of these guys have got 6 out of 6 events already, which is phenomenal. But yeah, Jordan McGregor has absolutely been slaying it here in New South Wales and, you know, is doing a really solid job. In second place is Josh Brody, also in New South Wales, sitting on 1,016 points. In third place is Greg McGinnity, sitting on 957 points. Then we've got Pulse in fourth place from New South Wales as well, sitting on 951. In fifth place, we've got Alex the Greek, or Alex Inglezos, as his full name, sitting on 862 points from New South Wales as well. We've then got Nathan Princey in sixth on 845 points there. Then we've got in seventh place, we've got Peter Hatcliffe from South Australia, sitting on 821 points. In eighth place, we've got Joe Locke from the ACT, sitting on 814 points with 5 out of 6 events played. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, Alex, Nathan, Pete, and Joe all have 5 out of 6 events, so their scores can actually get a lot higher as well, which is important to note. In ninth place, we've got Andrew Sherman from New South Wales, sitting on 808 points. And then in 10th place, we've got Rowan Kennett from the ACT as well, sitting on 805 points. So a lot of New South Wales players up there with a couple of ACT players, which is great to see. However, if you are playing in South Australia, or if you're playing in Victoria or Queensland or Tasmania, make sure you're attending your local events, you're getting your ITC points, so you're able to be recognized on the top 10 ladder. And congratulations to all the guys that are on the ladder so far. In terms of the top 5 teams, we've got in first place the Barbarian Hipster Alliance, sitting on 2,135 points. In second place is Chadmek on 1,913 points. In third place is Bav, sitting on 1,793 points. In fourth place is the Down Under 40k Factory team, sitting on 1,773 points. And then in fifth place is the ACT 40k team, sitting on 1,753 points. So really, congratulations to all the top 10 players and the top 5 teams. Really great work to kick start your season, even though you may have had the results happen from the end of last year. Now, next up, we come to the top faction rankings for every faction of the game. There's been some shifts here, so super factions have kind of been done away with a little bit, but you've also got a few other bits and pieces. The ones that are on screen are the ones we're going to stick to watching for the year, so bear that in mind for this season. First up, we've got Adeptus Sororitas, which is Matthew Dean is helming it currently with 269 points with 2 out of 4 events played. Adeptus Astartes is currently being held by Ryan Duchatel on 592 points with 4 out of 4 events. Adeptus Custodes is being helmed by Ben Reggett from South Australia, sitting on 505 points. Adeptus Mechanicus being helmed by Alex the Greek on 326 points with only 2 out of 4 events played. Eldari is being helmed by Greg McGinnity, sitting on 598 points and 4 out of 4 events. Ash Militarum is being helmed by Matt Hearn, sitting on 478 points. Blood Angels is also being helmed by Ryan Duchatel, sitting on 592 points. Chaos is being helmed by Nathan Princey, sitting on 404 points. Chaos Demons is being held by Jorg Sumner Johnson from South Australia, sitting on 670 points for 4 out of 4 events. Chaos Knights is being held by Nathan Princey as well, sitting on 443 points with 3 out of 4 events. Chaos Space Marines is held by Josh Brody on 433 points with 3 out of 4 events played. Dark Angels is being held by Lockie Callahan from Victoria, sitting on 370 points with 2 out of 4 events played. Death Guard is being held by Joe Locke from the ACT, sitting on 665 points with 4 out of 4 events. Deathwatch is being held by Challen Kelly Irvine, sitting on 485 points with 4 out of 4 events played. Drakari is being held by David Hunterford from the ACT, sitting on 415 points with 3 out of 4 events played. Gene Steel Cults is still being held by Peter Hatcliffe on 699 points with 4 out of 4 events. Grey Knights is being held by Michael Hamilton, sitting on 396 points with 3 out of 4 events played. Imperial Knights is being held by Jordan McGregor, sitting on 788 points with 4 out of 4 events played. Leagues of Votan is being held by Marcus Butler, sitting on 671 points. Necrons is helmed by Jordan Duchatel on 560 points. Orcs is being helmed by Michael House, sitting on 649 points with 4 out of 4 events. Space Wolves is being helmed by Woody Woo, sitting on 478 points with only 3 events played. Tau Empire is being helmed by John Bishop from South Australia, sitting on 409 points. Thousand Suns is being held by Bren Kentwell, sitting on 400 points with 3 out of 4 events played. And then Tyranids is being held by Ron Kennett on 600 points with 4 out of 4 events played. And then World Leaders, I can't tell you who World Leaders is because the ITC page is broken for the World Leaders at the moment. So they probably need to fix that and get that sorted so that we can actually see who is coming in scoring for the World Leaders in the Oceanic region. But that is currently where all the rankings stand. I know this is a bit of a quicker video for you guys in terms of the ITC South Pacific Snapshot. I also want to give a shout out to our sponsor for this video, Tip Top Terrain. If you're looking for competitive terrain, make sure to check them out. Their link is down in the description below. And I want to thank everyone for watching today's video. I hope you found it insightful in terms of the important changes to the ITC and where to find that knowledge for the ITC on the Organized Play website when it does become available in the next month or two. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit it with a like. If you want to catch more content from us here at the ATWN, feel free to hit the subscribe button, turn that notification bell so you're notified as to when we are releasing more content as well. And if you want to catch more hobbying style content or tournament previews, make sure to head over to Twitch. Follow us at the Australis TWN Twitch channel, where we do weekly hobbying sessions, or we might have tournament previews as well for an event that we're covering that weekend here on YouTube. So you'll be able to find that content over there as well, which is always posted up weekly on our social media and the Discord as well. I also want to give a shout out to all of the people down below here who've been financially supporting us here at the ATWN, whether they've been subscribing over on Twitch, become channel members here over on YouTube, or supporting us via Ko-Fi as well. If you want to support us, feel free to do so with whichever platform you prefer out of those 3, and their financial contributions really allow us to get to more events, improve our streaming quality and the stream equipment we use when we do tournament coverage, and cover our costs as a business as well. It is greatly appreciated and never expected at all. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this South Pacific ITC snapshot for March. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one.